This is gonna be a rough one. That's so good. All right, ladies, class is in session. My name is Danielle Beyer-Jackson. I am the lead publicist here at Tell Public Relations, and today I'm walking you through the 10 commandments of pitching to the media. Whenever we come across a female business owner and she's trying to communicate a message to journalists to ultimately get them to feature her business or her upcoming event, and the saddest thing is something getting lost in translation because she's either unintentionally committing some of their biggest pet peeves or she's ineffectively trying to communicate her message. Right now, in 2021, when things are a little bit different, it's worth keeping these 10 things in mind. It's an extensive list, but hang with me because you'll thank me later. All right. Here we go. Commandment number 1, thou shalt be brief. Whether you're sending a pitch through email or if you happen to be able to talk to somebody in person, get to the point. That's a really harsh reality considering the environment that journalists are in right now. Any given point, they're on deadline. They've been pitched 100 times that day and they simply don't have time for niceties or to be polite or to sit and listen to you try to explain yourself for 25 minutes. So if you're sending an email, I highly advise that it be like 200 words. If you're like, well, that's not possible, then it kind of lets me know that maybe you haven't done the work to get to the essence of what your message is and getting straight to the point. You shouldn't take all day. Get to the point. I cannot stress that one enough. Commandment number 2, thou shalt provide visuals. Even though you can provide this brief text, which we just talked about, you should be conveying your message in some kind of persuasive visual. There's nothing like seeing people in the moment at your event in years prior or providing a video that they can use as what we call B-roll, so specifically for your local news station. It really helps if you're able to provide footage of whatever it is you're talking about. So B-roll is essentially that background footage that plays as the reporter's talking over it. If you can make their job easier by providing the stuff that they can use, then that is a key selling point. Commandment number 3, use the journalist's name. Essentially, this is umbrella language for personalize your pitch. Do you know how conditioned journalists are to being pitched with copy and pasted messages all day long? To be totally frank with you, a lot of them aren't even opening those emails and it's getting immediately trashed, but that's a whole other video. So you have to let them know from the beginning, hey, whoa, this is personalized. I didn't copy and paste this. It's not a generic message. I've tailored this for you. And the first way to do that is simple, use their name. We have a whole course on how to pitch the media and we talk about that first 2 lines to get immediate buy-in. But the main thing you should know right now is to start by using their name. Commandment number 4, thou shalt not bribe. I know it feels like you're doing something helpful by saying, hey, if you do this, we'll be able to gift you with this. But a lot of times they're not even allowed to accept that gift because it kind of goes against their ethics. Even though it's a well-intentioned gesture, do not offer something in exchange for coverage. If you want to pay for coverage, that becomes something else entirely. You're now aiming for placing an ad. That's what that is. It's no longer earned media, and that's a completely different department. Commandment number 5, thou shalt not overhype. If you have to fluff or exaggerate, that's an indicator to you that it's maybe not newsworthy in the first place. Reel it back on the exaggerations and just keep it real. Commandment number 6, thou shalt know her beat. I'm not talking about rhythm here and like being on beat, but this is what journalists call their area of coverage. So for example, if we're talking local news stations, for example, there are people who cover crime and government. There's somebody who covers education. There might be somebody who covers insert industry here. If you're reaching out to the wrong person, I'm telling you right now, they're not gonna do you the favor of forwarding the message to the appropriate person. It's going in the trash. And even worse, you might get blocked for future emails. I've seen that happen. Commandment number 7, stay ready. I've seen female business owners reach out to the media and they must not secretly believe that they're actually going to get coverage, because the times when the media actually says yes or demonstrates some kind of interest, that female business owner is not actually ready. They'll say like, actually, we're gonna come out today at 1 o'clock. Can you be available? Oh, well, not today. And I gotta be honest with you, it ain't about you. You should be doing backbends to try to make things work on their schedule or they're going to move on. Last year we had a client who had this beautiful, lavish Valentine's Day event, but when she had us start to reach out to the media for her, it was like, oh, by the way, I'm going to be out of town, so I won't be able to do this. And on these days I won't be available. And I was like, well, let me tell you right now, this is not going to work. Be ready. And then the people you say you're going to have available to speak or comment, have them ready too. Commandment number 8, thou shalt not recycle. So if you see that they already placed a story and you're like, oh yeah, you wrote about this story, you should feature us. The story's already been done. It's over. They already covered it. And so keep that in mind. You should be using their pieces that they've already written or topics they've already covered to inspire new ideas for yourself, but not asking them to duplicate it because the moment has passed. Commandment number 9, thou shalt stay relevant. Essentially, you should find a way to tie in other things that are happening in the world that people have already demonstrated interest in. What's already happening that's trending, that's got people excited, that's captivating our dialogue already, and then you should find a way to join in the conversation and make that a part of the pitch that you're giving. And if you're like, okay, how exactly do I do that, Danielle? I'll drop the link below for you to join the waitlist for our media course. Commandment number 10, thou shalt have thick skin. You are going to hear no a lot. More than rejections, you're going to get crickets. It's more likely that you're not going to get any response at all than you get a message back with the journalist politely saying, oh, actually, we're going to pass on this opportunity and here are all the reasons why. That's likely not going to happen. Be resilient, keep your chin up, keep reaching out, because eventually you'll be one step closer to your yes if you continue to move forward. So if you keep these 10 commandments in mind whenever you reach out to the media, you'll likely increase your chances of getting coverage for your business or upcoming launch, campaign, or event. And as always, if you're looking for support in executing these things, you can always reach out to us at tellpublicrelations.com or follow us on Instagram at tellpublicrelations. Happy pitching.